Hey babe, how many credit card points do we have? So, turns out we did have enough credit card points. And before you know it, after a little bit of planning, we ended up in beautiful Japan. When you fly all the way from North America to Japan, you're pretty jet lagged. So we wanted a place that we could just chill, relax, and also where we could go to places really early in the morning because that's when we'd be waking up. So we picked Narita because it's right next to the airport, has lots of temples, and it just seemed relaxing. Our first stop after Narita was Kumamoto. The city itself, kind of flat, kind of sprawly, not the reason why we were there. We were actually there to see a volcano. The whole area around the Aso volcano feels like you're on another planet. Like the part near the volcano itself, near the crater, it's very desolate, very barren with all these like weird structures. But there are also these huge fields that are bigger than anything I've ever seen. And it really strikes you just how big it is when you see the tiny, tiny people walking around in the distance. We started off at this big flea market with tons of vendors, and then we just kind of like meandered around all the different parks in the surrounding area, and I then wandered off and found a really nice video game store. I really wanted to go to the beach, but it was kind of complicated figuring out how to get to it, so we ended up in this beautiful field full of flowers instead. Afterwards, we met the nicest man named Harima, who shared a meal with us at one of the little food stands next to the canals in the city. lot of stuff to do on our list, so we got up pretty early and went to a place called Nanzoin Temple, which has this really huge laying down Buddha statue. And then from there, we made our way all the way to Inoshima, an island that is full of cats. Hiroshima was one of our favorite stops on the trip. The people were just so friendly, and there's lots to do in and around the city. The Itsukushima Shrine area, the floating shrine in the water, it's a little chaotic, so instead of hanging out in the lower area with the crowds, we made our way up Mount Maisen to see the views and hike a little bit.
Can you tell everyone where you're going?
To the gym.
Thank you.
It was a little bit of a trek, but we wanted to go to all the islands that had cute themes to them. So that meant taking the train and going all the way to Okunoshima, otherwise known as Bunny Island.
I am Cinderella.
Our next stop was Kinosaki Onsen Town, but before we could get there, we decided to go to a very special place called the Totori Sand Dunes. It was a little misty and foggy, but I think that added to the mystique of the whole experience. Kinosaki was a bit out of the way, but it was very much worth it for us. It was just such a peaceful and relaxing place to hang out, and we wish we would have stayed a little bit longer. There's a saying that goes, never judge a book by its cover. With Atami, I was expecting sunny beach vibes, laying on the sand, soaking in the sun, but instead it was cold. We ended up going to the zoo. We ended up going to a very cold lake in the Hakone area, which was beautiful, but it was not at all the experience we expected.
It's an egg.
Time in Tokyo was mostly spent shopping and trying to eat as much ramen and sushi as humanly possible. We managed to be a little bit ahead of schedule, so that gave us time for one final day trip to Kamakura. Now that we're back from Japan, our KitKat jar is once again full. The premise for our trip was kind of ridiculous when you think about it, but we had a blast, and that's all that matters. Joke about the outcomes you want, because you never know. It might just happen. All right, so we are back from Japan.
The post-trip depression hits very hard.
Yeah, but the thing with Japan is that it will take all of your money. It will drain your bank accounts. And here's Exhibit A of that phenomenon. Japan has lots of cool shit that you can't find in North America. So what are some of the favorite things that you found in Japan?
I found a lot of cool art books, which I'm very excited to start reading.
And germs, apparently.
Yeah, I got sick mid-trip. What else? A lot of cool stationery stuff as well. A lot of notebooks and a lot of treats, a lot of Kitkats. Oh, somebody wants to join.
He was so happy. He was so happy when we returned. Oh my god, he was like cuddling with us all night.
What about you?
So obviously I'm super excited about all the video games that I found. I never had a Super Nintendo or a NES growing up, but I had friends who did, and it kind of allows me to revisit those memories in a way. Also, there's games that I just always wanted to play and just could never find, and I know that you can emulate them, but it's not the same.
We managed to hook up one of the games to the TV in one of our hotels, and we played pretty much the whole night, which was a great change of space during our trip.
I'm also excited about the Onitsuka Tigers that I found. They look great, and they were a good price in Japan. Also hyped about some of the stationery I got. Japan just has like great like pens and papers and like all the stationery that you would never be able to find here, or that would be very difficult to find and much more expensive. Also excited about all the snacks. There's lots of like cute packaging that I just fall for immediately. So there's a bit of a theme in the things that I picked up.
The thing about Jonathan is that it doesn't matter the quality or what he's interested in. As long as the packaging is cute, he'll buy it.
Yes, I'm very... Some specific things that we picked up are obviously the Family Mart socks. They're iconic and also just great. But Lawson also has good socks now, and they're like really thick and comfy.
Japan should put out a warning whenever Jonathan comes and visit to restock their sock supply, because Jonathan will drain them. Do you think you're gonna be able to hear us with Capitaine?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I also got new glasses. These are from Zoff. So what's cool about Japan is that you just show up for the glass appointment. Well, no, you don't even have to take an appointment. They do an eye exam immediately on the spot, and then 30 minutes after, they make the glasses for you.
During which time I got some Onitsuka Tigers.
Very efficient.
We also got a bunch of matcha of various degrees of quality. It's quite hard to find matcha now.
Oh my god, we went to like 3 different tea shops, 2?
Yeah, I just ended up getting some of the cheap places at like Beak Camera and the Loft, because I'm like, okay, we can just add sugar to it. It won't be as good. But
Well, I also found out that the ceremonial grade type quality does not exist in Japan. They only created that for us here in the Western countries.
good for them.
So it very... you can just walk into a tea shop and find good matcha like that. You don't need to look for specifically ceremonial grade.
Yeah, so that's like a good rundown of some of the stuff that we brought back. So yeah, as much as going back from Japan is kind of a downer, you do get to enjoy all the things that you acquired and collected on your travels.
I'm very excited to eat all the treats.
Yes. I need to share this. I'm editing this, like, I don't know, almost a year later, this video, and Mr. Capitaine is meowing like crazy in the background, but like, he's doing it again. It triggered him to want to like